But guess what? We haven't done that for a lot of them, and that's the time they're out on the street causing the most havoc. That's their peak mental time. You can't get them up in the morning, you can't get them to sleep at night. We know this. Is that amazing? You want to go, how many of you work out in a gym? Why are you going to work out? To build endurance? Any of you want to build endurance in that gym?
Sure.
So you don't really want to reduce weight, but you want to build endurance, right? So the best time to build strength is between 5 and 7 at night.
Hello, thank you. Because that's what I wanted to do.
Guess what? The best time to go in to reduce your weight, to work out in a gym, to do any type of exercise to reduce your weight, between 9 and 11 in the morning. Telling you. So guess what's the best? So endurance is between 3 and 5, and to build strength is between 5 and 7. So how many of you watch the Olympics? They jockey for the time between 3 and 4 in the afternoon, because that's when almost all of the Olympic records are broken. We know that. We know the way the body works. Guess what's the best time for you to ever have a meeting in the day? Your mental peak time, the best time to have a meeting, to meet with people, is 10 o'clock in the morning. Is that amazing? You meet them right after lunch? Not good. The rest of the world is taking a siesta because they're listening to their bodies. But here in the United States, no, what do? Punch that time clock. Everything's based on that. So it's just amazing. So the whole thing with time, that just gives you an idea how time filters in all of our lives, right? There's a book called Lights Out by T.S. Willey. I highly recommend this book. She's an advocate for hormones. And her biggest thing is about sleep. The fact that we don't sleep like we should be sleeping. Do you know that the number one thing for you sleeping, you should be sleeping in total darkness? There should not be a nightlight. There should not be a clock. Why do you need to see the clock when you get up to go to the bathroom at night? The same way that you look at your poop? Like, what are we looking for? Is that just amazing? But let me tell you what happens. When you have a clock in the room, any type of clock in the room, and your skin is exposed to that clock, your body shuts off and doesn't produce the melatonin that it needs. Then that affects your dopamine and your serotonin levels. So now, guess what? You're not just having a bad day, now you're clinically depressed. Because we've got that all out of balance. Just because we live in a world where you're not turning off the light, you're not turning off your computer, you're not getting the sleep that you need to sleep. Do you know why we have jet lag on planes? Besides, like, you know, the major time zones, is the fact that in a plane there's always light. So when your skin is exposed to that light, you're not setting up the melatonin, so that messes up your whole cycle of sleep. So when you travel and you know like you're going overseas or doing something, you need to literally cover up your body totally and wear a hoodie. It's crazy, but you need to block out like that little thing that they give you for your eyes. See, we're like the little kids. Well, we don't see anything, so we don't think they can see us, right? Did you all play Mr. Invisible way back when? Hide and seek? All of a sudden, if I got my eyes closed, I don't think you see me anymore? Oh, we were all there, right? So it's like light affects everything that we're doing. So I asked you the question, what gets the most light in the day? What energizes the planet is the sun. So the sun comes up, what gets the light first? Things that grow on trees. We want to eat food that is utilizing the light. It's when it's in its peak form. It's in its peak of energy. We're light beings. Breakfast is breaking a fast. When you break a fast, you want to eat the most easy, assimilable foods. You break a fast, let's say you've been on a fast for 7 days. First thing you're going to eat is a steak? I don't think so. You want to eat the most easy, assimilable foods. So you know what those are? Things that grow on trees. So let's talk for a minute. What grows on trees? Fruit. Tree fruit? Well, yeah, okay.
Nuts.
What else? Nuts. So you have to have 5 things to have a meal balanced. You have to have protein. You have to have carbohydrates. You have to have liquid. We should actually be getting water from our food. You have to have vitamins and minerals. And you have to have fat or lipids. Guess what we get from nuts? Fats and protein. So an ideal breakfast would be a handful of nuts and a couple pieces of fruit. You're gonna have to test me on this. Now, you're gonna think, oh, but I went to school and I learned all this about food combining, and I don't wanna mix nuts with fruit. Test me. Test me to how you feel with this. So, Diamond wrote a book years ago, and he was the only one that ever talked about eating nuts with fruit. And then all the food combining got into it, and everybody's doing what they're doing. But can you actually see, looking around, that what we're doing is really not working? So if I could give you a program where I didn't take anything out of your lifestyle, and you just played with the food, with the timing, and all of a sudden you started to feel better, and your body started to get down to its natural weight, and you had energy, and you were sleeping all night, would it be worth playing with? Worth just testing me? Challenge? I challenge Kansas. Challenge Kansas. Well, but it's Kansas, Missouri, right?
It's right.
You're still in Kansas, right?
No,
No,
we're
it's
Missouri.
Did I cross a line somewhere?
You're in Kansas City in Missouri.
We're close to it.
Where was that line?
State line.
Show me, show me, show me.
Right.
We'll show you. We'll show
Okay.
you
Just a
state.
little.
Okay. So, let's talk about nuts for a minute. The almond, king of all nuts, called the king of all nuts. And the reason why is because it's very high in protein. You actually get more protein in eating an almond than you do in eating a red steak. And it's got 12 of our essential minerals that we need. So it is like one of the most profound nuts out of all nuts. In the French, the word almond means all worlds. And through the law of signatures, which is Chinese medicine, things look alike or like. Kidney beans like the kidney, cut a tomato looks like the what? Heart. An eye looks like the
Carrot.
Olive.
When you cut
carrot, looks like the eye.
Pistachio.
Okay, a pistachio nut looks like the eye. They're great for the eye. Want to play with that a little bit more? It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Avocado. What does an avocado look like? Great food for women for balancing hormones.
Walnut in your brain.
A mango
Walnut.
is for women's hormones. When you say mango, think of mama. What is a papaya for? Men's hormones. Think of papa and mama, through the law of signatures. What's a melon look like? Like breast, but not a melon, but like an orange. It's round, looks like the breast. Okay, these are foods for in the morning. What does a banana look like? I know I could get in trouble with this conversation. Okay, so what I want to share with you is if you skip breakfast, if you have been a breakfast skipper your whole life, you will pay the price at some time in your life, and you will pay it in hormones. That's where it all shows up. So we have to eat something in the morning to kickstart our whole metabolism in. So breakfast is important, that you have something in the morning. So almonds, but let me tell you something about almonds. Now we're going to talk about nuts for a minute. So almonds, they look like the amygdala gland in the brain. Law of signatures. Great brain food, all right? But almond is a hard nut. An almond's a hard nut, right? So what happens is because it's a hard nut, it's got an enzyme in it that makes it hard for us to digest it. So is there anybody in the room that has a difficult time with almonds? Because I come across people all the time with a difficult time with almonds. So the secret to your almonds for all of you is you need to soak your almonds in water. You need to soak them for a minimum of 6 hours. So in the book, I'm very visual. You guys get that? Like I needed an audience here, I'm very visual. So I actually have pictures to show you of all these things and how to do them. So you take your almonds and you put them in a little bowl, okay? Then you put purified water in it, the best water that you could get. Put that in that bowl till the almonds are covered. Put them in your refrigerator, okay? In the morning, you come into the kitchen, after you get up, before you brush your teeth, before you drink water, before anything you put in your mouth, you come in there and you take out 1 almond for every 10 pounds of desired body weight. So let's say you weigh 150 and your ideal body weight is to weigh 130. How many almonds are you going to eat? 13. If you're a guy and you weigh 200 pounds, how many almonds are you going to eat?
19.
There's always one. 20 almonds.
Well, I'm
He wants
going
to,
for
he wants
like,
to desire.
Because you're going for 190, but you weigh 200, right?
right, so when
Okay.
I eat that, you know?
Yeah, but because I didn't say that you were going for the 190, I said if you weighed 200
He took
pounds.
it there though.
I know, he's quick, I love it, we can dance. So, first thing in the morning, take those almonds out of the water, and I want you to masticate them. Now, some of your faces just went like, I can't believe she just said what I thought she said. I didn't say what you thought I said. Masticate means to chew, okay? So you want to chew, and you want to count your chews. Over 30 chews. 50 is ideal, okay? And it's conscious eating. I got to get you to do this first in the morning, okay? So you want to take those almonds and you want to masticate them. So you want to chew them up really, really well. Then you can eat anything else you want the rest of the day, or put it in timing, and you've just set the hydrochloric acid in your stomach for the whole day's food. So how many of you are having a difficult time with a little bit of digestion? How many of you are milk intolerant?
I used to be.
Test me with the almonds. Test me with the almonds.
They work.
Do this for a week and don't see if you make a difference. I've had people that have been on Tums and antacids their whole life. They have such bad acid reflux that they have to sleep sitting up. You ever know somebody's got to sleep sitting up because it's all coming back? Get them on almonds. Within 3 days, they're calling me up and think I'm a miracle worker. Not taking a lot of drugs, just
So you're
almonds.
saying that I could do the almond thing in the morning and then I can drink milk, even though I'm milking?
You don't want to drink milk in the morning. If you're
No.
going to eat any dairy, dairy's an afternoon food. So I'll break that down to the zones.
Yeah.
I'm not a real advocate of a lot of dairy unless you're a cow, okay? But if you're going to eat it, see what I told you, I'm not taking anything out of your lifestyle. I'm going to tell you when to eat it, that your body can utilize it, can eliminate it, and can assimilate it. And so if you're eating something, you won't have the reactions. A lot of times we get the reaction because we ate it out of time. So what I'm telling you, this is a new concept for a lot of you. You're going to really have to test me on this and play with it. I have people that say food tastes better to them. They eat a strawberry in the afternoon and it actually tastes wonderful. They eat it in the morning and it doesn't have the life force in it. Because a strawberry should be eaten when?
But they want to put sugar on it in the afternoon.
Where does sugar come into this?
No, I'm saying if they eat it in the morning, it tastes better, like, and it's sweet in the afternoon.
So you eat food in time, food's going to taste so much better to you. But you're going to have to test me with it. Guess what the biggest challenge to this eating in time is going to be? Knowing, like, how does that food grow? You're like, I didn't know chocolate grows on trees. I mean, some people don't even have the concept of how things grow. You laugh, but I'm serious. Because let me ask you, how does a pineapple? If you were going to eat pineapple, the morning are things that grow on trees. The afternoon is your biggest meal of the day. It's 4 inches to 4 feet above the ground. It's everything that crawls. It's everything that walks. So that's your cattle, that's your meat. Your meat eaters, you want to eat your meat in the afternoon. I'm not going to take away a steak, you just want to have it early. You're not going to do well eating that steak at 7 o'clock at night. You'll do better in the afternoon. Just test me with it. We don't have the enzymes at night to actually break down that food. You know what the toughest food to eat in food combining? Take 3 days to digest this in your system. A minimum of 3 days, and that's turf and surf. It's the hardest thing you could ever eat with the human body, is put seafood with red meat. And your body just takes a while, ferments, to actually help it break down.
Hangover.
So, okay, so mornings are things that grow on trees, but you want to eat the nuts. So almonds. Now I could eat almonds all through the morning, okay? The recipe I just gave you is a therapeutic recipe for hydrochloric acid. It will change your life. If you didn't do anything else and you just came to this class and you got that, yes.
So instead of drinking water to help cleanse your organs when you wake up, you just go straight to almonds?
Do the almonds first and then drink your water. Remember, it's a therapeutic recipe to set up hydrochloric acid. So some of you may not need to have any challenge with digestion and may not need to do that. I find that everyone will benefit from the almonds.
So it increases the
It sets your
hydrolyzing
hydrochloric
enzymes.
acid for the whole day. And a lot of people that are having challenges, you know, the pharmaceutical companies are giving you drugs for that.
This is my last question regarding almonds, but I've read that almonds are sprayed with like a neurotoxin.
Everything, and we live in a world that you could just have fear of anything that you do. I don't live in fear with food. With all of my education, I will tell you this, I believe in God, and thank God that I can have my food blessed. One thing I do when I pray, that I do a little different than most people do, when I pray, I thank God for the nutrition that feeds my body on a cellular level, and I thank God that anything that is not my highest good in that food, leave my body with grace and ease. And that's in my prayer. So, on page 91 in the book is a whole thing about the almonds. I'm not talking about honey roasted almonds, I'm not talking about chocolate almonds, I'm talking about raw almonds, okay? And you want to eat almonds with the skins on, okay?
So,
No, just raw almonds, not salted, not honey roasted, not chocolate, just raw almonds, okay? Unfortunately, in the United States, all of our nuts are being heated now. So, I'm just going to share that with you.
But back to his question about almonds and water, should there be any delay in between, or can you immediately follow the almonds with water?
Yeah, after you've chewed, after you've masticated your amount of almonds, then you can drink water. You can. I'm going to actually share with you, I've got a chapter in the book that says, can a cup of coffee balance your hormones? It's not that I'm an advocate of coffee, but I'm going to share with you that we make a drink that's made with a coffee that has been tested, and it doesn't test as a coffee. And it balances your hormones. And it's made with pure cacao powder, cocoa, chocolate, and it's made with grade B maple syrup. And you stir that in with intent and mix coffee to that, and it will balance your hormones. I've had people that have never drank coffee in their life, and they now drink that, and it's just amazing. I've had women that have started back up their cycles having drank the Kabbalah tonic. I've had ugly phone calls. People that have been in their 50s and 60s saying, I've been drinking this drink and I just started up my cycle. You and I got to talk. And I'm like, well, let me tell you what happened. You went into pre-menopause, not naturally in the body. So now your body's resetting. And let me tell you, ladies, the longer you stay in your cycle, the healthier you'll be, the younger you will be. But I'm telling you, what's happened is when cramping is like not natural. That's where you're not balanced. Women are the strongest they're ever in when they're in their cycle. We're the only creature on the planet that bleeds and is not in pain. I mean, Native American Indians, there's a lot of rituals. It's actually a phenomenal blessing. But we've lived in a world where most women think it's a curse. And it's sad. It's amazing, the human body and what can happen. The fact that we can give birth. I mean, there's just so much to this that is just the miracle of the human body. See, there's a poison in every food. There's arsenic in apples, there's cyanide in peaches, there's solanate in potatoes. I could go right down the list. There's a poison in every food. Our body, given in the right time, can eliminate the poisons and the toxins in our life. We take things out of time, and guess what? We become over-toxic. And now we're oversensitive. Now we're having all types of allergies. We're having all types of challenges. When I went to school for nutrition, they taught me that everything in the human body comes down to a mineral and a vitamin deficiency. Everything. So if I can go back and give you what you need on a cellular level, guess what? We'd live a lot longer than we're living with quality of life. So the morning are your fruit and your nuts. And so what is an almond? Okay, an almond looks like the amygdala gland. We talked about almonds a little bit here. What does a pecan and walnut look like?
Your brain.
Your brain. Men also looks like something else. It's an interesting body. What's above is below. Walnuts are going to be great. Men, you're going to start when you get a little bit older, starting having some prostate challenges. Walnuts going to be one of the greatest foods that you could eat. Eat them in the morning, and those almonds, or those walnuts in the morning, give us the omegas in the morning. So how many of you are doing fish oil? When do you take that fish oil?
Morning.
No! Walnuts are your omegas in the morning. That's where you would take that. But okay, trees in the morning, above ground in the afternoon, biggest meal of the day, because that's when all your grains, your bread, your dairy, your meats, everything comes in, biggest meal of the day. Nighttime is foods that are underground, root foods, but fish and eggs are also night. Just trust me on the egg thing, it's part of the body it comes out of, just trust me on that one, okay? So,
Get much daylight.
and it has to do with the beam of light, because we're light beings. So that's what I'm saying, you're gonna just have to test me with this. But one night, have hash browns and an omelet for dinner. See how you feel and see how you sleep after. Very light meal. Dinner should be our lightest meal that we eat. And the Americans, I mean, we eat our biggest meal at night before we go to bed. We don't have the enzymes to break that food down. We're throwing the whole body clock off. We're not sleeping, mental. I mean, just test me with this. So after a period of time, like I'm an A+ blood type, but I'm a thyroid body type, so you can get really complicated in all of these programs. I could eat eggs morning, noon, and night, never have a problem with eggs. I do really well with that. My husband is an O blood type. He thought that he always did really well eating eggs in the morning, but guess what? He started eating in time, started eating eggs at night, started sleeping really well and feeling very good. We'll go out on a vacation or go out and we're with some people or whatever, he'll eat an egg in the morning, and guess what? Man, I just don't feel good. It's like, I don't feel like bad, but I just don't feel really good with what I ate. And now he's really sensitive to it, and now he realizes it. Yes?
Do you believe in the blood type diet?
Well, I talked about Dr. Amaro. I talked to him. So there's 97 blood types. I do believe there's something to that. I talk about the blood types in my book. There is something to this. But it's the big picture. 97 blood types. We were all O's at one time. So it's the sensitivities of them B, and the most sensitive is A's. So what happens is an O can get, they can eat anything, and they usually don't have a problem. B's eat, but they can eat everything, and then they suffer after. Okay, that's a B. A's, they're the most sensitive. They eat it one time, they have a problem with it, guess what? They don't eat it again, because they're so sensitive to it. So, I mean, you just gotta play with this. There's even a book on who you should marry with blood types now. I mean, it's just amazing what happens with it, you know. So there's a book about everything. I did not want to write a diet book. I did not want to write a book about deprivation. When Adam came into my life and shared with me about eating in time, it was life-changing for me. Because I just went and looked at all foods to see when I could eat them and what I could do. Now, I don't go crazy over condiments, I'll just tell you that. But dinner is my lightest meal of the day. Lunch is your biggest meal of the day. If you're gonna have a glass of wine or a beer, you need to have it before 6 o'clock. You get Dunlap's disease. Dunlap over the belt from the bloating that you get from a beer, because a beer is an early morning, I mean, not early morning, but it's midday. So, and actually a beer, believe it or not, can be very healthy for you. Not that you drink a whole 6-pack of them, but a little bit of something in time can be medicine for the body. So, does anybody have any questions? The time has gone by very quickly here. I could speak for days on this subject. Yes?
Where does my coffee go in?
Coffee is a morning food. Coffee's
Okay,
really a
good.
bush. But believe it or not, like we'd say ideally drink an organic coffee, but I don't have stock in this, okay? Folgers Coffee, 11 years of research. They harvest their bushes up to trees. So Folgers Coffee is one of the best coffees you could do for the Kabbalah and tonic. Is that amazing? I don't have stock in this. We've just studied this and went in and started studying companies and how they're doing their products and growing them. Kona coffee is also a tree type coffee. Okay.
So how does your concept work for those of us that are evening and night shift workers?
So evening and night shift workers, their whole clock's going to get messed up. They're going to put on a lot of weight. They're not going to be able to sleep. It's like we are meant to be sleeping at night. Exxon, all of those accidents, guess when they happened? At night, early in the early mornings, when we are meant to be asleep. So that messes you up, but we literally take you into the eating foods of that time in the book, so I could show you what that is, and I could break that down for you and give you some real good examples to reset your body with working night shifts. Yes?
So what happens
with your daughter?
Oh, so what happened with my daughter is I went back to school, learned everything about nutrition, started eating in time, started looking at a lot of supplements and things out there, and my daughter graduated from college. She got married February 22nd, has a degree, has a wonderful job, and now a beautiful husband, and lives a very beautiful life, and eventually I will hopefully have grandchildren. So, but thank you for asking. And I'm just in a place where I believe that the information's here for us. If your life is not working for you, if something's not working, if your weight's not working, if your energy's not working, if your mental clarity's not working, if something's not working, you've got to change something. We live as a society, we keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, and that's a definition of insanity. But that's what we're doing every day in our life, and we're all doing it. You've got to change something. So this is a great transition into literally just changing time. And I'm here till, I think, 5:30, I'm flying out tonight. I will answer any questions that you have, particularly with you. I have a PhD in integrative medicine and psychoneurology. I've gone back to school since I've written the book. I sent my dissertation in last week. It will be another published piece. It's on natural antidepressants and what we can do for that. But I will sign the books if you've got the books. There are plenty of books here, so I encourage you, if you actually read this book and you really feel like it was not worth the money, I will give you my card and you can send it back to me and I will give you back your money. Yes?
I just want to say, because I've been studying nutrition for like 10 years myself, and I see this as such a compliment to whatever other program someone's following, that this can be blended together with with the blood type diet.
Ayurvedic, vegetarian, macrobiotic, anything that you're eating, it's just tiny.
Thank you. Thank you very
So,
much.
thank you. And I will share with you one thing, supplements are big. People aren't taking their supplements in time, and they're not getting the quality and the difference that it would make in the body. Because you go to a doctor, and what's the doctor tell you? Take it in the morning, take it in the afternoon, take it at night. You go back to the doctor and you say, but doctor, I don't feel good in the morning when I take it. I feel like I'm going to be nauseous and throw up and I can't hold my breakfast down. He goes, the doctor says, well, don't take it in the morning again. So then you just start taking it in the afternoon, you take it at night, and then eventually you go, oh, I don't feel good when I take it at night. It keeps me up. I'm not doing well. So then the doctor says, oh, I'll just take it in the afternoon. That's what we call practicing medicine.
What's your thoughts on apple cider vinegar?
I got thoughts on everything. Thoughts are like opinions. They're like butts. Everybody's got one. So most of them stink, you know? So you got to be careful when you ask. But it's a wonderful product, and given in the right time can be fabulous for you. There are neutral foods that you can eat all through the day, like rice is a neutral food, virgin olive oil is a neutral food. There's certain foods that are neutral that you can eat all through the day. So some of those fall into that. In the book, if you're having a major issue anywhere in your body, we've taken you through the whole organs of the body, and every 2 hours we give you a remedy to bring that system of the body back into balance. I mean, truly, like if you're having a respiratory challenge or a digestive problem, we can go through that whole time, 24-hour cycle, and every hour to 2 hours I give you something to do. Whether it's eating or just cross crawl or something that you're going to do that's going to bring that organ back into balance. So I thank you all. I would love to sign books. I would love for you to all take a book. I love the opportunity to come in and speak. I understand it's the first time the university's done this. Rick, I thank you for that opportunity. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, so I can answer any questions. Is there somebody else coming in the room?
Yeah, so you have to get out of the
Okay, so we'll go out if I can sign books. I'm also going to be at, what booth is your booth number?
Booth number 23.
Booth number 23. You can find me there.
The books, there's some at the front desk as you come in, and like the registration.
I am on there. That's not on this. That's on the essential oil. Yeah. So we'll step out. You want me to sign your book for you? Or I can do that.
I just want to say thanks, and then I want to, say goodbye to you because I'm not going to see you till I come to Arizona.
Okay. Thank you for coming today.
Yeah, I love watching you speak because and your energy is high. It's awesome.
See you, all right?
really, really.
Taking off?
Yes, yes, I think
Good one, Dave.
they're gonna have something else in here, so I'll go out there and
So
sign
like,
it.
in terms of like vitamin, like upping your vitamin B,